You believe you are the one who feels. You believe the anger that rises in your chest belongs to you, that the sadness pulling at your mind is something personal, that fear, excitement, motivation, and validation are proof of who you are. This belief is the first illusion. Your emotions are not truly yours. They are interfaces, access points through which the world reaches into you. From the moment you were born, you were placed inside a system that does not require your obedience. It requires your reaction. Anger, fear, hope, outrage, desire.
Because a predictable, emotional human is a controllable human. Every day, thousands of signals are sent toward you. A headline, a notification, a comment, a comparison, a promise. Each one is designed to test your nervous system. If nothing happens, it is discarded. But if something activates, anger, insecurity, desire, a connection is made. A circuit closes, and energy begins to flow out of you. Your attention is taken. Your calm is disturbed. Your focus is fragmented. Once you react, the system is in control. Who benefits from this? Commerce does not sell products anymore. It sells emotional states. Confidence, belonging, status, freedom. But to sell you these feelings, the system must first ensure you do not feel them. Your dissatisfaction is the raw material. Your insecurity is the fuel. A fulfilled human does not scroll endlessly. A grounded human does not buy compulsively. A calm human is unprofitable.
Media systems profit from agitation, not truth. A stable mind does not click. A centered mind does not argue. A calm mind does not amplify. So chaos is manufactured. Division becomes identity. Disagreement becomes threat. Everything feels urgent, personal, unfinished. Because an agitated mind seeks release, and the system is always ready to sell it. Your peace is useless to them. Your reaction is everything. Social platforms exploit something deeper, your need to be seen. You were never meant to live on a stage, yet now you perform constantly. You post, you wait, you check. Each response delivers a small neurological reward, never enough to satisfy, always enough to keep you engaged. Your desire for connection has been turned into dependency, your identity into data, your emotions into currency.
You are not expressing yourself. You are feeding a machine. Even personal relationships are shaped by this pattern. People learn your emotional triggers. What creates guilt? What provokes anger? What secures compliance? Predictability invites manipulation.
The more reactive you are, the easier you are to control. You were taught that emotions defined you, that anger is strength, that sadness is depth, that expression equals authenticity. But what are you really expressing? A stimulus-response loop, a program running exactly as designed. The command is simple: feel this now, and most people obey instantly. This is not freedom. This is automation. A prison without walls where the chains are invisible.
Freedom
begins when you stop identifying with what you feel. Not resisting, not suppressing, observing. Anger appears. You watch it. Where did it come from? What triggered it? Anxiety tightens your chest. You observe it. Is it real? Is it imagined? Is it now or later? What you observe no longer controls you.
Suppression fails because it is still engagement. The goal is not to fight emotion. The goal is to become irrelevant to it. This is where silence becomes powerful. Not passive silence, not resentful silence, conscious non-reaction. Between stimulus and response, there is a pause. In that pause, freedom exists. The signal arrives, but it finds no receiver. The circuit stays open. The energy stays with you.
The world does not know how to deal with someone who does not react. Such a person cannot be predicted, cannot be modeled, cannot be exploited. An insult without reaction exposes desperation. Guilt without response collapses. Pressure without compliance loses meaning. When you stop reacting, others reveal themselves. You gain leverage without force.
This path is not comfortable. The world will call you cold, detached, unfeeling. These are not descriptions of you. They are complaints from a system that can no longer use you. A quiet mind is a failed transaction. Let them misunderstand. Awareness alone is not enough. Now you must build. Not ambition, not validation-driven goals. You build law, your law. The first is the law of the closed gate. Your attention is sovereign territory. Not every signal deserves entry. Notifications are intrusions. Arguments are traps. Endless content is occupation. You do not fight them. You deny them access. The gate remains closed. This discipline builds authority over your mind.
Second is the law of willed action. You no longer move from impulse. You move from decision. Before acting, you ask, is this chosen or triggered? Is this necessary or reactive? Most people are busy but powerless. They move constantly, yet go nowhere. Your actions become few, deliberate, and precise. Silence when silence is required. Speech only when it creates order.
The final structure is internal. The outer world is chaotic. Let it be. You no longer need to control it. Your empire is within. Its walls are discipline. Its law is intention. Its throne is awareness. What happens outside does not reach the center. Disrespect, noise, crisis. These are events elsewhere. True power is not domination. It is immunity. Not the ability to command others, but the refusal to be commanded. Not control over the world, but the strength to remain unchanged by it. The world will try to provoke you. It will exhaust itself trying, and eventually it will adapt.
You are not your anger. You are not your fear. You are not the storm. You are the space in which storms pass without permission. You are the authority that decides what matters
and what is noise. And when you live from that center, you become something the system cannot touch: a sovereign mind, a silent force, an ungovernable presence. This is the true way.